In today's video, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. On top of that, I wanted to not only talk about and delve deep into how automobile prices have significantly increased as of lately, and I also wanted to talk about how people are going to social media talking about how drastically the prices of owning the automobile, well, not owning the automobile, because the majority of us in the US alone are driving vehicles financed. After all, how many of us personally know of a person, what it may be, either a family member, friend, acquaintance, or how many of us could personally be able to go to any kind of dealership, what it may be, either on behalf of a used slash certified pre-owned dealership or a new car dealership, and be able to pay cash for whatever kind of vehicle that we were to see. Very few of us, I do mean very few of us. And might I also like to add, while the price to be able to have an automobile, once again, to be able to finance an automobile, which the majority of us are doing in the US alone, is increasing more and more. The wages, the employee wages, are remaining at an all-time low, which, if you ask me, I look at that as a catch-22, because I feel like in order to be able to make vehicles more affordable, well, shouldn't the employee wages for different employers equal out to the amount, the cost of living to be able to afford a vehicle, whether it may be either a certified slash pre-owned vehicle or a used vehicle? Anyways, and on that note, I'm going to read some statistics on the average monthly price for a vehicle in the year 2025. And this is based on AI statistics, data and statistics. So listen to this as I share my screen. And I'm going to also, once I read these statistics to you, statistics on how much it usually costs to pay on a vehicle monthly, the average cost, I'm going to show different people giving their viewpoints on how the price to have an automobile, to own, whether it may be either to own or finance an automobile, has skyrocketed as of lately, and drastically at that. So hold on. Now listen to this, and listen closely. In 2025, the average monthly car payment was $749 for new cars and $529 for used cars, according to data from Q2 2025 by Experian and Bankrate. These figures represent an increase in average payments from 2024, driven by higher finance amounts and longer loan terms, as well as increased new and used cars overall. Now listen to this as well. For the average monthly payments by vehicle type, and this is based upon the second quarter of this year, 2025, new cars usually range at $749 a month, whereas used cars usually range at $529 for a month. Might as well say gone pretty much are the days, folks, whereas you could be able to go to a used vehicle dealership or used certified vehicle dealership, as some of them are usually classified as, and be able to drive off the lot after doing your paperwork and find out you will be paying only usually around $250 a month, between $250 to $300 a month, due to how, once again, the cost of living is going up more and more day by day. And listen to this. Okay, the average amount financed for a new car was $41,983, while a used car, it was $26,795. Now, with that being said, how many of you could go to a dealership nowadays, let's just say a certified / pre-owned dealership, car dealership, and be able to drive off the lot with a vehicle that's around $20,000, right around roughly around $20,000, or in some cases, like it was not too long ago, we're under $20,000. It's like those types of vehicles have practically become obsolete to the point where more people have no choice but to now sign a loan, and usually the loan may usually be on behalf of a vehicle that may be around, I would say, 35,000 or more for the MSRP, the manufacturer suggested retail price of a vehicle. And on that note, that's why so many car repossessions are skyrocketing at the same time too. Although it doesn't really make sense to sign paperwork and drive a vehicle off the lot that you know you can't afford, but what could I say? The majority of people would rather get a fancy vehicle that they can't even nearly afford nowadays. Even if that person may happen to be working at a grocery store, a local grocery store, as either an overnight stock or a cashier, only to no longer be able to afford making the payments for that vehicle and face a high risk of that vehicle getting repossessed. Now, listen to this. The average loan term for new cars was approximately not 69 months. Excuse me, I started to say 90, but 69 months. And for used cars, it was about 67 months. Now, this is on behalf of financing. A growing number of car buyers are opting for longer loan terms like 84 months and financing larger amounts to manage affordability. For credit scores, average interest rates vary significantly by credit score, when higher rates and payments for those with lower credit scores. Basically saying how with the more lower your credit score is, the more higher you're looking to pay on whatever vehicle you may pick. And not only that, but whether you know it or not, for instance, you may have a credit score of around 450, which is poor on all levels, of poor credit score. Chances are, once you were to go to a car dealership, where it may be either a new car dealership or used pre-owned / certified car dealership, and you were to have your credit score ran by a car salesperson or finance manager, only for them to find out that your credit score may be that low, 450, chances are, and you may be a person who may be employed working full-time hours, chances are that person may say you may still most likely either not make enough to be able to afford whatever vehicle you want, or you may need a co-signer in most cases, which I wouldn't recommend, because if that person who you may happen to co-sign when a 450 credit score, and they may happen to have a 700 and let's just say, for example, 720 credit score, which is pretty good, chances are you may miss out on some of those payments, may make the payments on the car, but you may do I would say you may have delinquencies on making those payments. You may be, for instance, 2 months behind on making payments on that vehicle. Well, chances are that may affect not only your credit score that much more, but it would definitely affect the person with the excellent credit score of 720. And to add insult of entry, don't let that vehicle get repossessed. That would affect that person with the excellent credit scores credit that much more. That same cosigner of yours who you may have happened to have co-sign with you to get the vehicle. And this is on behalf of economic conditions. Overall, new vehicle prices rose slightly year over year, while used car and truck prices saw a large increase. Now, for the new vehicle prices, it rose slightly year over year. The estimate is around 0.7%, while used car and truck prices saw a large increase at 6.0% or 6%. To make it more plain and simple. Now, let me close this out and let me start to share my screen again on behalf of TikTok so I can show you people giving their viewpoints on how the prices of vehicles has skyrocketed as of lately. Listen to this here.
To everybody that's selling used cars, stop it. Stop it right now. Why the hell are these used car prices so damn high? You know good and well, a 1996 Dodge Caravan going for $7,000? Are you smoking crack? That car is 30 years old. It's 30 years old. Come on, man. Talking about it got 100 and some thousand miles on. That car is $2 tops. That is a $2.45 car. Stop trying to overcharge people. Talking about, yeah, man, you know, inflation. That ain't got nothing to do with a 1996 Dodge Caravan that cost $7,000 with 130,000 miles on it. First of all, that's the third engine on this car. Don't try to act like that engine came like that. Like that's the same engine with 130,000 miles on there. You done went through about 4.5 transmissions. Stop with the lies. I'm out here trying to find my kids a used car, and y'all are out of control. I'm about to go to the car lot and just give me a car note because y'all lost your damn mind. I don't know what's wrong with people. I don't care what you paid for the car in 1996. You're not getting that back. You're not getting it back. So just go ahead and put the car on sale and stop being stupid. Hell wrong with y'all. Just dumb. $6,995 for a 1996. That is an old school at this point.
Now, I found this TikTok short reel, whatever you like to refer to as pretty funny, at the same time pretty true and pretty accurate as well. Now, let me also let y'all on game on behalf of this here pertaining to financing an automobile. Now, some of you may have went to an automobile and may have actually had the chance to do your research online, because now technology is so sophisticated to the point where we could be able to go online and get all our vehicle history reports, all our Carfax reports on whichever kind of automobile we may choose, and do 360 degree tours on behalf of seeing what the interior and exterior of those vehicles may look like prior to picking them up. Even could be able to do our paperwork before actually going to the dealership. Just a prime example of how advanced and sophisticated technology has gotten. Anyways, and I digress. Some of you may not know this, but while you may have driven away, prior to driving away that vehicle from the dealership, first and foremost, that vehicle will usually depreciate by a few hundreds or thousands of dollars. As soon as you drive it within, I would say, 100 feet from the dealership. On top of that, you may have had, it may have came a case where you may have had a car salesperson or finance manager, while reviewing all your paperwork with you and thoroughly reviewing it, may have offered to ask you, may have asked you whether you would like to sign up for powertrain coverage. On top of that, drivetrain coverage, which are two completely different components when it comes to signing up to get extra coverage to have your vehicle repaired, basically without having to come out of pocket, whichever dealership you may usually go to and get your automobile from. Now, on top of that, they may also happen to ask you, would you like to sign up for collision coverage as well, just in case it may come a case in the worst case scenario, you may happen to wreck that vehicle at the blue shortly after getting it from the dealership, shortly after financing it, while financing it and driving it away from the dealership. Whether you know it or not, people, and pay close attention, those car sales people / finance managers, anytime you may sign up, choose voluntarily sign up for any of those additional options, where there may be, once again, either drivetrain, powertrain, warranty coverage, collision warranty coverage, they're getting a certain cut for each time you sign up for either one of those additional options or features. I'm just putting y'all on hip in that regard.
That's it. I am no longer going to pay. Like, I like the smell of a money more than I like the smell of a new car. So I was just watching this Consumer Reports that's saying that the car market is starting to get donkey, as if we didn't hemorrhage enough with like the housing and the rent and the groceries and just pretty much everything. Now cars are getting ready to take a hit. And they're saying car payments can be up to as much as $1,000 a month. And I'm not talking like for the Escalade and the Lamborghinis. I'm talking the basic car. No, sir. You will never see me paying $1,000 a month. As a matter of fact, I am pissed that I was even paying $500 a month for this car. And I will tell you right now, this will be the first car that I have owned outright. Next month will be my last payment on this car. Like, I will own this car first time in 51 years of living, because I used to be in that mentality in my 20s that, you know what, I'll always have a car payment. So I wanted to turn in a car every 2 to 3 years because I liked the new car smell. No, fuck the new car smell. I'd rather have my money smell because everything's too freaking expensive. No way would I pay $1,000. And I fully believe like there's some cahoots or something going on with this, because why is it? Because my car's starting to act a little funky here, like the past few weeks, knowing that I only have one more month until it's paid off. And I feel like cars aren't even made the way they used to be anymore. Why is it that classics from like 50 years ago are still running no problem, but cars that are brand new with all the bells and whistles, just too much shit to break? And it's like they do it on purpose. Like the manufacturer's warranty goes out at a certain time because they know damn well it's going to break at that point. Why is it that most cars only last really long, 5 to 6 years? Because that's about how long you're financing it. So I guess they're looking at it like, wow, we've already priced people out of their apartments. We've priced them out of ever owning a home, priced them out of everything else. So pretty much they're going to start living out of their cars. So let's go ahead and jump ahead to the future and make cars unattainable as well. So not only are we going to have to live in a commune with everybody because we can't afford to live independent anymore, we're going to have to start carpooling. I refuse. If this thing breaks down, I promise you I'm going to make little holes in here and I'm going to Flintstone that shit. I am going to Flintstone this car as long as it can get me safely from point A to point B. What are we doing? Make it stop. I'm done with the hemorrhaging.
And in a sense, now I see why some people, instead of owning their very own automobile, why they would prefer to have either Uber or Lyft rides. Because when you factor in how much, let's just say, having to spend $7 a day for 5 days a week to go to and from work in, at the end of the month, it's just a tad bit more cheaper to take either Ubers or Lyfts, and it may come every so often. You may happen to come across different deals or promotions, whereas once you may reach a certain milestone of rides, the number of Uber or Lyft rides you may have taken, you may qualify one day for a certain number of free rides instead of having to use all that extra money, as opposed to if you had your very own vehicle to apply that money towards, after having your very own vehicle, gas expenses, and not gas expenses, usually vehicle repair expenses, because when any vehicle you may have, you will have to keep that vehicle up. Otherwise, you'll have to keep on coming out of your pocket for vehicle repair expenses. Even some of the most newest vehicles, but don't believe it or not. Excuse me.
Hey y'all, so I'm not making
That's
To every
This graphic shows the percentage of car shoppers in each state that took on a monthly payment for a car of $1,000 or more in Q2 of this year. So the red states, those are the ones over 25%. So you have this state up here, which I'm sure no one really knows what state that is, but the big one, Texas. So apparently one out of every 4 car shoppers in Texas took on a payment of $1,000 or more, which is insane. Now, I've seen how much SUVs, how much pickup trucks are. We know there's a lot of those driving around Texas, but it makes me wonder with all these people talking about how expensive different areas in Texas, especially Austin, where I live, how expensive all these places have gotten. Maybe they're spending a little too much on other things. This graphic.
So everybody car note is $700 or more. And don't come on here lying say that your car note is $400 because I'm not gonna believe you unless you show proof. Since I have been buying cars, I have not paid under $400 for a car note. And when my car note was $400.01, that was back in 2017. Every vehicle I have purchased since then has been at least $550 or more. So what y'all doing to these vehicles that we got to pay so much money? And don't come out here talking about you got good credit, because everybody don't have a 800 credit score. And it's like everybody that I seen recently about a car, it's been like $850, $900, sometimes $1,000. Why y'all want so much for these vehicles? Like, no, they must gonna talk to me. They must gonna drive for me or something. So what kind of vehicle you got and how much your car note is? I got a 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I paid $699.39 a month.
Yeah, I mean, what, you're paying $1,200 a month for a 2024 Kia Forte at 29%? That's hefty.
Yeah,
So
it is fair.
hey, how are you? This is Yusuf, Legacy Motor Cars.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. My phone calls, I just came back from Florida, so it's been a lot of backlog of getting back these messages. So, all right. So you got into a bad deal, unfortunately, in August of 2024. You bought a 2024 Kia Forte. APR is about 29%.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. Your payments are $819 a month. You owe $25,000. You want us to buy it? Is that what you want us to do?
The purchase was pretty new, so I know like it's probably not possible, but like whatever wherever you feel best, I'll say.
How much is your insurance a month?
So my insurance a month is like $450.
$450 a month?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. The reason why I asked that is everybody who buys a car or currently has a car should account for insurance being part of an expense for the vehicle. And since the Kia Fortes, I don't know if you remember the Kia Boys. I'm pretty sure the 2024. Do you have the turnkey or do you have the push start?
The turnkey.
Got you. So the reason why the insurance is so expensive is because they'll be easily stolen. Yeah. So that's why insurance companies, and I even know insurance companies now that don't even insure them anymore. So it's really hard to sell them. So a lot of dealerships aren't buying them per se. What's your credit score?
So my credit score is about 550. Like I've been working on establishing it because I didn't really know much about credit until recently. So I didn't necessarily have the best score when I went to inquire about the car. So getting the car kind of taught me better ways to build my credit.
Gotcha. I mean, unfortunately, with a 550 or 500 credit score, there's no option for you. I mean, why is it so low? Do you have late payments? Did you have another repo? What's going on?
No, actually. I think I've always been on time with my payments. I think. I honestly have no idea why it's so low.
Who's the bank?
Global Lending, sir.
I mean, unfortunately, there is really nothing you can do.
I make about 32 a month, something like that.
So you see how this car, I mean, obviously but it's more than a third of your income is going to this car. So I'm sure it's weighing down on you a lot. There's just no way for you out the vehicle. One, you have some negative equity, not that much since it's brand new. How many miles are on the car?
A little under 10,000.
All right. So, number one, that. Two, you have a really high interest payment. And since you're leveraged up so much, like at $800, I would recommend you paying $300-$400 extra a month towards the principal so you can pay it down. But you said that you only make $3,200 a month. So if you're going to pay $1,600 a month, that's going to be almost half your income going towards this car, and that wouldn't be smart just to save on interest. You don't have a lot of money down, so you can't get into a cash car. It's just very limited. So a lot of people, I like the fact that a lot of people come to me to try to get some advice, and unfortunately, it's just sometimes it is what it is, and there's nothing that I can do.
This was the first purchase.
Yeah. So, again, word of the wise is just next time you try to get into a car, just try to do an insurance quote before you buy the car, and then really assess your credit situation, because it's going to be really hard to get out of this vehicle, unfortunately.
Right. Okay.
So I know it's not news you want to hear. I get it all the time. I have a dealership. I sell cars. I finance. I'm the finance guy here, so I see it all the time with different credit profiles. If you had like a 650, 60 credit score, I could possibly see like refinance your name or get into a lease deal to kind of just hit the reset button. But right now, until your credit gets up, you're pretty much stuck.
I mean, that's not all that bad. I split it up every month, like every month, like I pay $400 to 2 weeks, $400 the next 2 weeks. So it's not too bad.
I mean, it's pretty bad. I mean, it's a third of your income, and I'm not saying this to call you out. You have to kind of put some weight behind it. You're like, you know what? Even though I may not see it being bad, but a third of my income is going to a car and insurance, I got to reassess.
Right.
So
you're
still fairly young. How old are you?
25.
25. Well, look, try to take a year, just pay your bills on time, try to get everything situated. And hopefully, within the next year or so, maybe you can get the mid 600s, and then you can kind of refinance and get from a 29% interest rate to like a 7% interest rate from a credit union. And that'll save you a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Thank you.
Now
you're paying.
I want to, before I show this other video, these two videos are part of the same TikTok handle, Ride with Yusuf, if I'm saying his name right, just to show you people how over the top automobile prices are both skyrocketed and have skyrocketed as of lately. When this here person that he was talking to over the phone paying, believe it or not, $1,300 a month, which is the average price for the average 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment nowadays, for, believe it or not, a 10-year-old Chevy Camaro, 2015 Chevy Camaro, went 140,000 miles at that, and a 25% interest rate, straight up robbery on all levels. I don't care what nobody say.
$1,300 a month for a Camaro that is almost 10 years old and has 25% interest. So that's. Hey, good morning. This is Yusuf from Legacy Motor Cars Austell.
Hello, how are you? Good morning. Are y'all located in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, we're in Atlanta, Georgia, in Atlanta area. We have one location in Austell, Georgia. We just opened up.
Okay, because I live in Virginia, and I was looking at your videos and stuff, and I was also trying to figure out like the negative equity, like with my car situation too, so I could switch over to a Kia.
You're looking for advice. I got you. So typically, people are looking for advice. I redirect them to the link in my bio to book a time where you can schedule a consultation with me, anything vehicle related. But since we're on the phone, we'll just.
I just got the car almost 7 months ago, I believe, somewhere back in May, and I didn't know nothing about getting a car. This is my first time ever getting a car, so it's like the APR and all that interest rate is like bullshit. It was like really expensive, and like I didn't even think about it. It was just something that I needed.
What's your interest rate on the car right now?
It's like 23%, 25%.
25% interest rate, and then how much are you paying on the car?
Listen, I'm paying on the car, so I pay 18 grand left, and it was 15 grand when I first got it, and then they gave me like a gap. So it ended up being 20 grand after. And
okay. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 21. A little like around $3 grand a month.
So you make $3,000 a month, and see, but that's the thing. You're spending almost half of your income on this car, right? So
on my car, yeah.
Yeah. And do you pay any rent?
I do.
Okay. How much is your rent?
$1,275.
Oh, wow. So, I mean,
So it's like I pay half of that. So I pay like $638 for my half.
Yeah, but see how tight you're playing it with this car. I mean, it's taking all your money. Yeah. 21. You didn't see my videos before you bought the car?
I did not. Like,
Okay.
I wouldn't, if I would have seen your videos, I wouldn't have bought the car. I needed something quick and fast.
Got you. Okay. Look, I'm gonna try to give you as much advice as I can. What year Camaro is this?
2015.
2015 Camaro. How many miles?
149.
How many money down to make the deal happen?
At least $1,000.
So you have $1,000 down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's the VIN number to the Camaro? 5 owners, 0 accidents, $5 to $6 grand. So you're about $12,000 to $13,000 in negative equity. You're not going to be able to get into a Kia K5 for $2,000 down.
I was going to get like a new one. I was going to get like a used one, and I was going to try to trade it in.
Trade it in right now. What they're going to do is they're going to offer you, let's say, $5,000 for your Camaro, and then you have a difference of $13,000. You're going to try to add as much on that as possible to $35,000, and you have $13,000. Now the balance is going to be $48,000. So your payment's going to be even higher, and then you're going to set yourself up to be in a bad situation when you sell the Kia. I don't recommend you buy a new car. I'm pretty sure you're not going to listen to me.
Wait, I'm not calling for nothing.
I got to tell you that your credit.
Oh my God! I just seen somebody say that their car payment is $900. What the fuck are you driving? A spaceship in this bitch? I know good and well y'all are not paying $900 a month for no car payment. Are you? Oh my God, I just seen somebody.
All right, Ashley, what car do you drive and what's your monthly payment?
I drive a 24 Altima and my car payment is $730.
All right, what car you drive, Daryl, and what's your monthly payment?
All right, I got a big boy scat. Monthly payment $900 a month.
Taylor,
What's up?
what car you driving? What's your monthly payment?
I drive a 2023 Honda Civic Sport hatchback and my payment is $565.
Ain't nothing wrong with having a car note. We're adults. We got to be able to get places. So we got to have a car. And if we're not in the position to just buy the car outright, then we got to have a car note. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, for me, it's like, when the hell did these car notes get this goddamn expensive? I don't have no car notes no more, and I'm going to try my hardest to never have a car note again. I got 2 cars that run perfectly fine. We good. We don't need no cars right now. By the time we actually do need another car, hopefully I can just buy those cash the way that I did these 2 cars. But for real, the last time I had a car note, my car note was $332. I don't see nobody saying they pay anything less than $400 these days. I'd be sick if I went to go finance a car and they said my payments were going to be $700. I'm not doing it. There's no way in hell. I couldn't justify that. No, I'm not doing it. What type of job y'all be having, though? Because I be seeing so many people on this app talking about money and how they need more money, but y'all be having these crazy-ass car payments. Something ain't adding up.
Now, some of y'all notice, because I personally couldn't help but notice how when some of them at the dealership, some of the employees at the same dealership said how they may pay around over $1,000 for their car note. They seem to have no problem with sitting with a straight face. And I'm assuming due to them being car sales people, I hate to say car salesmen because that would be sexist. And of course, they show both car sales men and women. That's why I would prefer to refer to them as car sales people. Anyways, maybe they are depending on it being a good month while working at the dealership. A good month, I'll just say that in quotations, while being a salesperson at the same dealership, whereas they will be able to keep up with that $1,000 a month payment. Because let's just call it a spade a spade. Being a car salesperson is one of the most difficult jobs to have, I would say, in the world, due to how, for the most part, you have to have the gift of gab in order to be able to generate so much in commission and know how to, what I mean by the gift of gab, you need to know how to be able to really negotiate when customers on being convinced enough to be able to get any kind of car that they may inquire about. You just have to be very crafty and skilled in being able to sell to people. Like I just said, by having a gift of gab. Anyways.
So at 17, she took on a $50,000 auto loan at 14% that was co-signed by her father.
It was $46,000, right, y'all? Almost 2 years later, I still have $40,000 on the car.
This 19-year-old is going viral on TikTok because she's explaining how expensive it is for her to keep up her $1,200 a month payment on her Jeep Cherokee. This isn't the only video going around showcasing how expensive car affordability is, especially at today's interest rates.
I don't want you guys to be like 17 thinking about getting your dream car. If you don't have the money for it, don't get it. Basically, boom, I financed this car. The vehicle in total was $39,000, right? I was upside down $10,000, basically like $10,000.
So the video that she put out is essentially her explaining that she can't afford her Jeep payment anymore. It's about $1,200 a month. She had her dad co-sign for her at 17 years old. She's had this car for 2 years, and she's only eaten away about $6,000 of the actual principal, and the rest of her payments went to interest. She has about a 14% interest rate on this vehicle, and she had traded in her Kia and rolled over $10,000 in negative equities. So at 17, she took on a $50,000 auto loan at 14% that was co-signed by her father. And she went on social media to share her story and be very transparent, kind of give everybody a heads up to be like, it's not worth the headache. It's not worth what she went through to live paycheck by paycheck. And she has other videos breaking down how much she spends on her vehicle, how much she makes from DoorDash, and just really is advocating for people to take a step back and don't go into extreme debt, and the high interest, high auto loan payments aren't worth it. And this also goes for any other financial obligation that you may want to get yourself into, such as getting credit cards or anything that may over leverage you.
But it is what it is. I financed it for 14. What's it called? It's called APR, something like that.
So she did not know what APR was in this video 2 years later, and it is very important for us to take the time to educate ourselves for whatever we're getting ourselves into, for whatever we're purchasing, just so we can be prepared to make decisions that will benefit us in the future. So in this case, if you don't know what APR is, it means annual percentage rate. If you don't know what these terms and what actually goes into financing a car, or what sort of terminology you may need to understand the financial contract, please take the time to Google or go on TikTok or whatever other social media platform. There are elementary level videos out there to help you and give you the knowledge you need to become financially literate.
14%. I financed that for that, and my loan was $46,000, right, y'all? Almost 2 years later, still have $40,000 on the car. So basically, I've been paying for fucking what? It's crazy, and it's like this shit is just like, you know, me struggling right now. My mom doesn't know I'm struggling. My mom is struggling.
She explains in this video again that she's struggling paycheck to paycheck, and a big expense in her life is this $1,200 a month car payment. And she said that if it wasn't for DoorDash, that she wouldn't be able to afford, you know, the vehicle and other necessary things in her life. And she's came to the realization that this vehicle has to go. But unfortunately, she is stuck. And this is why, if we don't take the time to understand our position or put ourselves in the best position, that we will be in many predicaments like this, where your family member or your significant other has co-signed for you, and you don't want to mess up their credit, and now you are about $30,000 or $20,000 underneath. So you're stuck with this vehicle, and the only way to get out of it is to have the bank come repossess it, pick it up, or to refinance. And even then, very limited budget month to month. So even at a $700 or $600 monthly payment, which is still significantly less, may not be what was best for her, may not be best for her. So please take the time to educate and understand what you're getting yourself into, so that way you may become better mentally, physically, fiscally, emotionally, because again, things like this, financial stress, will cause you emotional stress, will cause you physical stress, because these things take a toll on your body, on your mind, on your soul. So let's not get caught in this trap. Let's not get caught in extreme amounts of debt, and let's make better decisions for ourselves. Shout out to Portrait Coffee in Atlanta, Georgia. Portrait Coffee in West End. This video is going viral because this young lady is returning her BMW X5M to the bank because she's tired of paying $2,000 a month, and the principal is not being affected whatsoever.
I know I'm being scammed. 1993, which is a hell of a lot, right? I know. That was the stupidest thing I ever done. But that was the dumbest mistake ever. But I'm here to tell you, y'all can have that car back.
There's a viral video going around from this TikToker, Just Being Brianna. She was surprised after 1 year of making almost $2,000 payments on a 2021 BMW X5M that most of her payments didn't really affect the principal balance, and she only paid $5,000 towards the principal. This is why it is so important. This is why I post my customer videos for everybody to read the contract, to understand what they're getting themselves into, because these financial obligations are serious, and there can't be a situation where we will all be blind and ignorant to the fact to say that, oh, I'm being scammed. And I'm not blaming this young lady for posting her video. I'm sure she is shocked and surprised that all of her payments, which are very significant month to month, almost $2,000 on this 2021 BMW X5, didn't really put a dent in her principal. But this is where we take accountability, we take a step back, and we understand how do we improve and how do we better ourselves financially, mentally, physically, emotionally on the next part in our lives. So this is one of those moments. So let's take a look.
Please confirm the reason you are returning the vehicle. I said I have had the car for a full year and it's only showing I paid $5K. I've been paying $19.94, which was wrong, $19.08 for every month for an entire year, and no way I only paid $5K.
She's basically breaking down the fact that after 1 year of paying her payment, she feels as if she was scammed because she logged onto her Ally account and she tried to check what her principal balance was and how much progress she made. She was very shocked to find out it was very minimal, and she still owes over $100,000 on this 2021 BMW X5, and she is literally telling the bank that she wants them to come pick him up. And in this situation, we have to hold ourselves accountable, and we have to understand what do we get ourselves into. And she does admit in the video that some of her decisions weren't the best, weren't the most calculated, weren't the most educated, but she is growing and she is going to do a better job next time. And this is an example for all of us to understand that we should never put ourselves in this predicament where we are blindsided or we feel as if like we don't understand what we're getting ourselves into because we do our own calculations, we do our own understanding in our head, and we sell ourselves into an illusion or a delusion that never is the reality. Most interest-bearing products are going to be front-end heavy, meaning the interest you pay will be towards the front of the loan. So all of your payments or most of your payments or most of the payment you're paying, especially when it comes to high-interest auto loans, I'm assuming in this case she has to have a 20% or more interest rate on this BMW X5M because it's a 2021 and it's almost at $100,000, that most of her payments that she's making on auto pay is not going to go towards principal, it's going to go towards interest. This also is true for credit cards, mortgages. Any product that has an interest rate on it will always be front end heavy, meaning that they're going to put the interest on the front end of the loan. And all you have to do to combat this, or not even combat it, to educate yourself to really understand your finances and budget correctly, is just go on Google, look up an auto loan calculator, look up a mortgage calculator, look up a credit card calculator, type in, and it'll do the math for you. You don't have to do any math. For instance, a $40,000 auto loan with a 60-month term at a 9% rate, which is the average rate right now, is an $830 monthly payment. And if you look at the amortization schedule, it'll tell you how much you're going to pay towards the principal, interest. In this case, $300+ is going to go towards the interest, and $530 of that is going to go towards the principal. In her case, 1 year, she has made $24,000 worth of payments. That means $18,000 went towards interest, and only $6,000 of those dollars went towards the principal because she has only made $5,822 of her principal, and she still owes over $100,000. So let this be a lesson. Let us understand our finances. Let's take the time to understand and reflect on whether or not there's going to be a good financial decision for us, a good decision in general, because these financial decisions will affect you mentally, physically, and emotionally as well. If she had not checked her auto pay account, she would have just been paying $2,000 2-3 years later, not really understood why is it not eating towards her principal. So she breaks down the fact that she's going to have this vehicle voluntarily repossessed because she is not okay with the fact that she's paying almost $2,000 a month for this BMW X5M, and it's not affecting her principal balance. And she still owes $100,000, so she is very, very upside down. I don't know how many miles are on it, so I can guess between $30,000 to $50,000 upside down on this vehicle. And it is unlikely that she can refinance because refinance companies still look at the loan to value, so she would have to put a significant amount of money down to refinance this vehicle into a lower monthly payment. So she feels as if the best thing for her to do is to tell the bank to come pick it up. It's going to affect her credit, and it may affect her chances of getting into another vehicle at a lower interest rate because now there's going to be a repo on her credit. So in order to protect ourselves from getting in the situation, please take your time, do your due diligence. Let's hold ourselves accountable, and let's take the time to reflect on any decision we make, whether it's going to affect us in the midterm, short term, or long.
I pay $699.39 for my car note every month. Do I think it's worth it? No. Am I gonna keep paying it? Yes. But let me tell you why I think it's worth paying. If not, I'm still gonna pay the month. I got push start. I got a touch screen. You gotta love that Bluetooth. I got a sunroof. Yeah. I have dual air. So I'm always cold. I put my heat on. My husband always hot. He can keep his air on. I got seat controls. I got heated seats, vented seats, heated wheel, and then on the passenger side. And I got a backup camera. I love how my trunk lit up by itself. I can close it with one button. And then I can crank it from the outside.
All right, so I know that $539 a month car payment you're paying sounds crazy until you see this. The average car payment in America for a new car is $737 a month, and the average used car payment is $520 a month. I say that to say yesterday's price is not today's price. All right.
Yesterday,
With that being said, everyone, make sure, because I could have played this, but this is pertains to a whole different other topic for a whole other video. So disregard this here video. Anyways, and like always, make sure to like, share, comment, last but not least, subscribe to the channel. And I'm out.